Hi, Marilyn.
Hey, it's Jeff.
Hi, Jeff. How you doing?
Good. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Hi,
Hi,
everybody.
Kat.
Can you hear me?
Hi, Kat.
How are you?
Anita. Nice to meet you.
You
Hi,
too.
Francis.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Miss Esperanza.
Hello, Cochito, ¿cómo estás?
It's always wonderful to speak with you.
The pleasure is mine. So, did you guys put the backgrounds? I don't see the backgrounds in anybody.
Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I don't have a background. I don't have the technology to do it. Maybe in the next webinar, I'll have it ready. How about you, Kat?
I tried doing the background, but my system wouldn't let me do it properly. So
Yeah, because I have an old background that I tried, I think you guys saw it last night. So,
Good thing this isn't the technology, you know,
It's a technology
to
event.
go over something, huh? That's right. Where you could have confidence on us. We know what we're doing.
I don't put the background because I am not a panelist or a moderator or a speaker. I'm only an attendant.
okay. And Kat,
Well, I think the background looks great. So it is easy to do, just as an FYI. Just a matter of going to your profile settings and uploading the image, just as an FYI. So if you're sitting there and you want to doodle while you're on the call, you can easily do it.
Right.
you want to give it a shot, Kat?
What was that?
I said, you want to give it a shot?
Oh yeah, I tried it
Try
earlier. Here, I can try it again.
All right.
I turned blue.
You got it. You got it before. Oh, yeah.
See, the background was just on you, Kat. You just had it.
Yeah, but then my eyes and my mouth turns blue. So
Oh, that's because you don't have a green screen. That's
yeah.
why.
Nice to have blue eyes.
Gotcha. Yeah,
No?
yeah, that's right. Then your face all turns.
You have a blue eyes for a day is nice. Right?
I can't hear you. What?
It's good to have a blue eyes for a day. Do you hear me?
Oh, I wish I could
No.
have blue eyes for a day, just not like that.
Hey guys, it's Hope.
Yay, we can get started now.
Is everything set?
We still have 5 minutes, right?
Yeah,
the-
but I just want to make sure the polls are set. Does Marilyn have everything ready to go?
I don't see you, Hope.
Yeah, I haven't put on my screen yet. I'm trying to figure out my blues. I can't figure out the background for some reason. My computer memory is full, so it's not allowing me to save it to my computer.
Can you guys hear
Too
me?
many selfies. Too many selfies.
Can anyone hear me?
I can hear you here.
Hello?
Yes.
Can someone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, because I'm having.
Good afternoon. I see Mr. Jeff Krupnik. I see on the line. I see Esperanza. Do you see Dalisa by any chance, Marilyn, in the waiting room? Maybe Idalis Bailey at Hotmail or Renee Ma?
I don't see your background.
It's coming up. I just got done doing a demo, so that's why it's I'm using. Ralph, you're on mute.
Hey, Louis?
Hey.
Your last name is pronounced Cuneo, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Cuneo, no, Cuneo. Cuneo. We're
Cuneo.
gonna say Italian style. Okay, so let me see where Italy says.
Hey, Ho.
Yeah?
So when I do Facebook Live, I went on at like a 4 to see what it would do, and it doesn't tell me whether it's going Facebook Live on my personal or my chamber. I'm assuming it just goes to Facebook Live to the chamber, right?
Okay, no hay ninguna porque gracias. Ciao.
When it goes live, it should go to the chamber, but you're probably going to have to. I never did it before. Sebastian says that something comes up, and it asks you which one.
No.
You wanna.
Yeah, it didn't. It didn't. It would just go straight to Facebook Live, and then it will say like going. You know, it will say like, all right, going to Facebook Live, and it started counting down, so I exit out of it. So I don't know.
Did you accept yesterday the
Yeah, so I am the admin and I can see it and everything, but it's not telling me to choose which profile to go under. So I'm assuming that is linked to the Facebook chamber, right?
how many choices you have?
I mean, he must have, I mean, remember I didn't, I've never done a Facebook Live. Sebastian did it, so I hope that he linked it there.
So if you guys go back to Zoom, after you save the event, you'll notice on the bottom of the Zoom event, it'll have polls and live streaming. And that's where you would configure it. So have you guys selected that option?
Yeah, but it didn't give me that option. It didn't do that.
So if you click Facebook Live, what happens then?
It says like, where do you want to share it?
Can you
It doesn't give you
specify
like
then?
an option, and
Well,
then
when
it just starts. Yeah, it just starts it. So I go, oh.
When it says, hey, Dallas, welcome to the event. Okay, your audio. Going back to the Facebook Live. So if you select Facebook Live, can you select the Morris County Chamber Facebook page?
It doesn't give me any option. Not one option. So I'm assuming that it just links to the.
It might be.
You know.
Can anybody go on Facebook Live right now? And can anybody go to the Chamber Facebook and verify that?
What are we looking for?
Go to Facebook and open up the Chamber page.
I'm on there
And it-
now.
And what do we need to see? Because we're not going to go live yet.
We have 1 minute to go.
Okay, well, we'll wait and see because I mean, if you can go live now, at least you'll be able to see what's going on.
Yeah, but we don't
Um,
want people to see what we're doing right now. So we don't
Okay.
have time to figure it out. I would just go live as soon as we are up and running in 1 minute.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
okay, sounds good, okay. Got all my notes here. Got my poll, Marilyn. So what I'm gonna do is when I'm ready for the polls, I'll just mention, we're gonna now launch poll number 1 to just go ahead and execute it. And then this way I'll queue you up for the polls, okay?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, this way we're not trying to second guess everything here. Okay. Link. This is Italis, okay. Okay, that's cool. First, I want to, for everybody on the call, I want to welcome, we guys already know Jeff Krumnick, so thank you, Jeff, for being on the call today. I also want to introduce you guys to Idalis Bailey, who is from one of our speakers from Queens, New York, and then Kat Drake from Connecticut. Thank you guys for being on the call today.
Hey, Dallas, how you doing? I'm Ralph the Head. I'm the chairman. Can we do a sound check? Can you unmute yourself?
Idalis, you're having audio problems. You're on mute, Idalis. Katarina, can you speak up?
Yeah, I've been talking with everyone.
Okay. All right.
Right.
We're picking up static noises. Jeff, is that your phone?
No, I've been on mute.
Okay, so you're gonna have to, when you're not speaking, Jeff, you're gonna have to mute your phone because I'm picking up static.
You start recording for now. I think you should start recording from when the program starts.
Okay, we're at 4:31, so it's how many folks do we have waiting in the waiting room?
It says 8.
I see 5 people waiting.
Okay, so it's up to you guys if you guys want to start now or you want to give it a few more minutes.
No, you're gonna start now on time.
All right,
Yeah.
so
I can't get the background, so
so we're gonna admit all.
Before we start, Idalis, can I do a sound check with you, Idalis?
Now I can hear. You can hear me?
Barely. Can you
You can
actually?
hear me now?
Barely. Can you? I can hear you now. Yes.
You can hear me now, Luis, or no?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Now, are we gonna do a mute all? Or everyone's gonna mute themselves and only unmute themselves when,
I would suggest you mute all, and then we can unmute ourselves when it's our turn.
Yes, thank you, Teresa.
okay. Marilyn, can you mute all?
Okay. Can someone please unmute themselves?
There.
Okay. Perfect.
Check. Good.
you want us to mute or unmute?
I just wanted to test if you could unmute yourself. That's all, because I'm muting everyone that comes in.
Okay.
Okay. Alrighty. So I'm gonna let everyone in, and then I'm gonna press. if you guys just want to talk, and then I'll go Facebook Live, and then I'll count down to when it goes live, okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right, looking sunny, not sunny out today. Let's see. All right. All right, everyone, we'll be going on Facebook Live soon. All right, 3, 2, 1. Okay, well, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining the Morris County Hispanic American Chamber of Commerce today. Welcome to Social Media Best Practices. I'm first going to go on a couple of housekeeping rules, just so that you stay informed of how this event is going to happen. I just need everyone to mute their audio until we have the Q&A session. The Zoom meeting is being recorded. So by you being on it, you are giving consent for us to record. It's also on Facebook Live. So everyone smile. Please participate in the polls. It is important that we get feedback from you. Also gives you an opportunity to interact with everyone else. And then kindly have your video on, if possible. All right. Well, my name is Marilyn Andrade, and I am the Director of Events and Activities for the Chamber. It's been amazing being part of the Chamber. I got to meet a lot of people and also have the pleasure of presenting to you. I am a financial advisor for Worldwell Financial, but the importance of being part of this chamber is to help with other businesses, business owners, where the day-to-day and just informing them of best practices. So, and most importantly, I want to introduce you to Ralph Tejeda. He is our current chairman of Morris County Hispanic American Chamber of Commerce. He also has participated as a secretary of the chamber previously. Ralph is the president and CEO of Tropical Sourcing LLC and has dedicated 25 years to importing and distributing tropical fruits and vegetables. Amazing. He grew up in New Rochelle, New York. He is a Jersey boy. I can't say that for myself because I was born in Manhattan, but we could forgive, right? He is a Jersey boy, born in Toms River, and he is son of Dominican parents. He's visited family in the Dominican Republic as a child many, many times and has amazing memories of his time there. He is an outdoors guy, and he loves nature. Well, who doesn't love nature, especially the leaves turning? So I pass it over to Ralph. Everyone have an amazing time tonight.
Thank you very much, Marilyn, and welcome everyone to our event this evening. This is not our first virtual event. We've had other events during this pandemic year. We've had events, webinars with the Small Business Administration, discussing PPP loans. We've also had our health symposium webinar with the Surgeon General of the United States. So we are active and right now just dealing with everything that's thrown at us, but we are dynamic and flexible, just like all of you are, and all of the business people and community leaders that are with us today. I like to say that Luis Cunio is a great gentleman. I've known him for a couple of years now. He will be the moderator for this evening's event. Luis is a marketing professional with an extensive background in marketing and multicultural. Luis is a co-founder of Manjavi and is also a member of the Chamber's Corporate Advisory Council. Going back a little bit to Manjavi, Manjavi developed the first virtual networking platform for Zoom meetings and webinar. So he's a very smart guy. He has always helped the Chamber in many different ways. I fondly remember the last time I saw him was at our golf outing last year. Unfortunately, this year we couldn't have one, but it was a nice time. He was in our foursome. Actually, I think we were just three, but we had a nice time, and he was very patient with me. He actually also lent me his use his hybrid club. because I wasn't hitting the ball very well. So I'm glad that, you know, he blamed it on the clubs and not me. So thank you, Louis, and please take it away. I really look forward to this event. I am not a very strong in social communication, and I really look forward to learning a lot from you and the panelists.
Well, thank you, Ralph. First of all, I want to thank all of our participants this afternoon for taking the time out of your busy calendar to be here today. And I want to extend a warm thank you to the Chamber. So Ralph and Hope, thank you so much for this opportunity to be here, your moderator today. I also like to take this moment to thank all the Chamber members for being here as well. And for our panelists, so I'm going to ask Kat and Idalis to please do a little wave here like this so that our folks know who you are. And also Jeff Krumnick, who is dialing in today from Richmond, Virginia. He has the Up4EV image on the screen. So I want to thank you, the panelists, for being here today. Also want to take this moment to thank our sponsors, Coca-Cola and Wells Fargo, for sponsoring this event throughout the whole year. And thank you, Hope, from Coca-Cola. So thank you. I was going to have a prop. I was going to have a can of Coke, but I ran out of time. So, but in the next one, I will make sure I have one. You know, what we're going to discuss today, this is a different format of a virtual event. I'm a big fan of the fireside chat, where we get to hear from those who have experienced the journey. So today you're going to hear from 3 individuals that I consider to be top dogs in their discipline. Jeff Krumnick with LinkedIn, Kat Drake in Instagram, and Idalis with AdWords, which I'm still fascinated by that whole space because we don't do enough of it. And so today we were hoping to give you is an insights, you know, from these individuals on what they've achieved and at their personal goals, their metrics, how they do things. And you may find it that it's very different from what we hear today from other experts in social media. I also want to take this time to encourage you to please use the chat room to start posting your questions. Marilyn and I will go, before we start our Q&A, we'll go through them and we'll address your questions that you're posting throughout the session. And so with that, I'm going to ask Marilyn to put our first polling question up. And so please also participate in the polling because this will help our panelists and will help us understand where you're at today. So Marilyn, are we ready? Okay, well, she's doing that. I'm going to take this time now, and we're going to start with the introductions. So the first person I'm going to introduce on today's as our panelist is Jeff Krumnick, CEO of Up4EV, and he's going to share his journey with you. But one of the things that I found fascinating about Jeff is his experience with LinkedIn. He's doing stuff that I have not seen before, and I think it's an incredible story. And Jeff is calling in today from Richmond, Virginia. So Jeff, you got 2 minutes. If you can just tell us about your journey and who you are, and with our audience, please. Jeff, you're still on mute.
Yeah, don't worry. You can have confidence in my technical capabilities there. All right. Yeah, thanks everybody for the opportunity. Doing some pretty cool things with LinkedIn. I come from the mobile world, and we started to do some unique things in the mobile technology. And as that started to evolve in the energy, EV space, the electrical vehicle charging space, as you might have seen, starting to become pretty unique and pretty hot. So we started to merge some of that capability and platforms together, and we formed electrical vehicle platform, which are going to bring some unique technology to and make it more of a marketing tool.
Yes,
And when we did to do that, we to go build. I've done LinkedIn a lot, so we wanted to go figure out how to manage it. So we went out and built a offer LinkedIn page for EV, Up4EV LinkedIn page. So, and that's what we're going to talk about today, just in some of the different ways we've done to build that up. Because again, EVs here, it's only going to get stronger. Do you, Louis, from here, you don't want me to get into any of the tactics right now, do you? You just
Not
want me to
yet,
do an
no.
introduction?
No, we're gonna do it in just in a
Okay.
few minutes. Jeff, just a quick question. Question regarding your LinkedIn. How long have you been on LinkedIn throughout your career? How long, since the beginning or just recently?
Personally or with Opt for EV?
Just personally, how long have you been on there?
8 years, 8 years,
Okay.
10 years,
Okay. All right. Cool.
personally. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Jeff, for sharing your journey with us. And now I'd like to introduce our next panelist, and that is Kat Drake, founder of Kat Drake Creative. It's a photo studio based out of Bethel, Connecticut. And one of the things I've been following her story, and she's built an entire business based on organic growth on Instagram. And we hear this a lot where people say you can build a business organically, and it's really a difficult thing, but she's done a fantastic job. So Kat, welcome to the event today. So if you can just tell us your story, again, your name and your company and a little about your journey.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for having me on here. It's so great to be on this panel today. So I'm Kat Drake. I am a photographer based out of Connecticut. I started my photography business about 3 years ago while I was getting my undergrad degree in communications from Western Connecticut. I was using it part-time just to kind of pay for school. And my career path, actually, I wanted to go into law, but I absolutely fell in love with my business. And so I just ran with it. And I have built most of my business completely off of Instagram. And I really haven't done like any ads or anything with that. I've just found, my target market on Instagram. I've built a community there, and we're just kind of flying with it now.
Super. All right. Just one quick question now. How your business is, you've been doing this for how long now on Instagram? How many years?
So personally, I've been on Instagram for 6 years. My business, I've been on Instagram for 3, but I recently just went full time with my business last November. So I'm coming up on a year now.
Okay.
And that's when I've been most consistent with Instagram.
Well, we're looking forward to hearing the rest of your journey. I know you got some great points. All right. And then I'd like to introduce our last panelist. This is a lady that has done some phenomenal things on a global scale. So I'm going to let her tell her story. But Idalis Bailey, CEO and founder of the Renew Aesthetic Medical Spa based in Queens, New York. And she's going to share her story because she does a combination of social media and AdWords. And this is another fantastic story that I have seen her business grow tenfold in the last few years. And in doing so, she's really reminds everybody, especially when I look at businesses, what you can do if you understand the platform. So I'd like to introduce to Idalis Bailey. You're on mute, Idalis. You're on mute. Okay.
Me?
I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Idalis Bailey. Thank you for your invitation. I'm a registered nurse, MBA in marketing, and also I have the New York State licensed medical esthetician, and I have also the medical my English is not 100% clear. Okay, and I also had the I'm certified as a laser technician. I'm here in New York 14 years, founder of Renew Aesthetic Medical Spa. This is a business that I just dreamed long time ago before to came here. I just focuses in my journal, and my journal was as a medical spa. As you know, today the marketing is totally different than before. When I finished my marketing MBA, it was totally different. It was person to person. It was working. I was working for a multinational pharmaceutical company 10 years. So my experiences about marketing was all for the previous experience. But right now, I have to work very hard for myself to learn all the amazing opportunity with the social media, especially the Google AdWords. I really have so big and amazing experience growing my business, especially in this moment, COVID. All people are have problem. A lot of companies are closing, and my company is the opposite. I also have the new location, and I really have all the experience just for Google AdWords, especially the Facebook and Instagram. But my main experience is Google AdWords.
Idalis, I'm going to ask you to log off the call because we're getting static. And so, Marilyn, should we have her dial back in, or should we just keep her on? Marilyn, are you picking up the static as well, or is it just my end? You're on mute, Marilyn. I can't hear you.
Yes, I do hear the static, unfortunately.
Okay, so Idalis, can you do us a favor? Could you please log off and call back in, and then we'll bring you back, because I think you're picking up a lot of static on your line. So in the meantime, I'll ask the other panelists our question, but we'll just see you back in a second, okay?
Okay.
Thank you so much, Idalis. Okay, all righty. So going back to the program here. So Marilyn, were you able to do the polls? Because I didn't see the first poll come up. Were we able to do the polls yet or not?
The polls are, the function is not in service right now.
Okay, no problem. Well, thank you for the heads up. So we'll cancel the polls for the rest of the call. So throughout the call, what I'm going to do for the live panelists, if I bring this up, that means that you got 15 seconds left on your comments, so you can wrap things up, because I know we can get very caught up in our program. Okay, so all right, I'm getting text messages here, and I will not be able to view them. Okay, here we go. Let me go back to this program. Okay, so I'd like to start off now with Kat. You chose Instagram. I know there's a lot of platforms out there, but this is the one you selected. Can you tell us why this platform as opposed to the other ones? And you got 90 seconds to kind of give us your perspective on why.
Sure. So I personally chose Instagram because it is a great visual-based social media platform. So on Instagram, you know, you don't get penalized for sharing a bunch of pictures in one day. That's the whole point of it. And as a photographer, all of my content really is photo-based. I really tried with Facebook in the past, but I had a lot of issues there between censoring. They just didn't like the way I worded things. And sometimes they would break up my posts. So my messaging would really get lost to all my clients. So I just had a lot less control there. And then another huge part for me is that my target demographic is huge on Instagram. So they're not very big on Facebook. You know, they're kind of on Pinterest, but that's a little different for me. So I find 90% of my clients through Instagram.
And who is your client, Kat? Can you give us a little bit of definition of your client?
Yeah, so my business is kind of into like two sectors. My main part of my business is lifestyle photography. So that's really couples and sometimes families, a lot of elopements. And so, you know, my target demographic that I'm trying to reach are women that are 25 to 35 years old. So Instagram is just like a huge place where I know I can find them, and Instagram gives me the analytics too, so I know.
Got a few more seconds, go ahead.
So I know that I'm reaching them on there, so over all the other analytics that I see on like the rest of the social media platforms, so.
Okay, great. Well, thank you. That was a great answer. Idalis, AdWords. I know you've been doing this for a couple of years. Can you share with us how you went from social media to AdWords and how those two worlds work for you? And if you could take the next 90 seconds to kind of give us your journey experience.
Okay. For me, I'm very, very happy with Google AdWords. Why? Because I can see the result immediately with my patient. I really have almost, I can tell you right now, like 75% of my new potential client every day is from Google AdWords. And I also work with Facebook and Instagram. I know that work very good too, and I have clients from them too, but the majority is coming from Google AdWords. But I would like to tell you, Google AdWords is amazing, but you have to know how to work. I spent more than 8 years to really understand how Google AdWords works. I work with my son. That my son is my partner, my very close. He only have 15, but he started with me when he was like 10 years. Little by little, we learning more and more, and right now is the best time to show the successful that we have in this business. The Google AdWords, of course, that is very difficult, but we have to invest a lot of money too. It is not free. We have to invest more than 3,000 per month because it is very, very expensive. But to be honest, in my business, just with one patient, only one patient can cover this investment that I'm doing every month. But again, it's not only invest that. It's not only like you have the money and you're going to invest that in Google AdWords. You have to work very hard. Right now, we have a special team. We are like 8 people working in this special work, and everyone have different responsibility, but it is not a team. We cannot work like that because one person is impossible to do. It is very expensive. It's not only money, it's your time too.
Sure. No, I understand. So I want to circle back on that one. So to give time to Jeff, 90 seconds, tell us about now LinkedIn, why you opted with LinkedIn as opposed to other social networks, and how has that impacted your brand and your messaging for your business?
Yeah, just I was looking at it more from a, what would my audience be? What's the target audience? And looking at the platform. So our target audience was the business owner, looking for the business owners, for the government, in that aspect of it. So I believe that the best strategy was LinkedIn under a business standpoint to go after that. So that was the main reason to focus on LinkedIn compared to the other platforms. I mean, they all work, obviously, but we chose to go after LinkedIn on that aspect because of the business capabilities, the reach. Pardon me. And I do believe that LinkedIn has somewhat of a user-friendly capability to be able to promote and analyze and use for posting articles and things of that sort. So that's the main reason we went after LinkedIn for the target audience of business folks, business owners, government, decision makers was the reasoning behind that.
Okay. So, because again, so what I'm hearing from everybody is depending on your audience, you guys have selected your platforms based on where you can reach your audience, and again, what's the best way to generate branding and opportunities. Okay, so moving on to the next question here, and that is, so at the cornerstone of this conversation today, it's all about metrics. I've been on hundreds of calls where we talk about how to do social media. So we talk about content strategy, content creation, but I really want to drive on today's call here with you guys, what I hear, it's been your results. So Idalis, you mentioned before that you're investing $3,000. Jeff, can you put your line on mute for a second? Thank you, sir. Thank you. So Idalis, you had mentioned you're investing $3,000. Those $3,000, tell us how you measure success and what are some of the metrics you look at to confirm whether the investment of AdWords that you're investing in Google and Facebook really does pay off for you.
Yes, we use a special platform. It's called Metrical. This is a special platform who helped me to make sure that our content, our information, and our statistics is working. So we have a meeting every week, all the group, all the team. So we're going to visualize through, it is virtual too, because some of them are not here. So we have the meeting and we visualize all the new followers, the new potential client, the remarketing. We have to changing every single week the website too, because we have to be sure that our website is connecting with all the campaign, the Google AdWords campaign. And the landing page too. We every week we have to open the new landing page too, to connecting with the new campaign, with the social media. And it is amazing when we can see this, not this platform, tell us how it's working each one. And that's why right now, we was thinking that Facebook was not working a lot, but now we are working with Facebook too, and Facebook is showing me a lot of new clients too, but nothing compared to so the best way for you, for me, how is
Okay.
working better for me.
Okay.
You know,
Got it.
Idalis, your line is breaking up really bad again. Can you do me a favor? Can you do us a favor? You're gonna have to sign off and log back in again. Okay, thank you. All right. So going to Kat now. Kat, I know your business is very unique in the sense of Instagram. Tell us how you measure your success from an organic point of view. I know you mentioned you're not doing AdWords and it's all very organic. Tell us what tools you use and how do you measure your success, and how long did it take you to get to the goals you like that you see today?
So one of my favorite things about my Instagram account is I'm a business account on Instagram. So I have access to all my analytics on there, which I am like a sucker for checking every night. Basically, I'm checking it all the time. I can see, you know, my follower count, whether it increases, decreases, my engagement, my viewers, just everything, including the demographics of like as far down as to like when they're most active, and where my viewers are coming from. So, you know, like I said, 90% of my clients are really from Instagram. Even if it's a referral, a lot of like my clients that refer their friends will send them my Instagram page, and then they'll connect with me through there. And I know they're connecting with me through there because they message me directly on Instagram. But, you know, followers these days it's really like a vanity metric at this point. But it is really useful to see how many people are following along on my journey. And I can see how many people are sharing my content, who's saving my content. And then it's really interesting to just see like who's really engaging with it as well.
Okay. And during our initial question, when we were setting up the questions, tell me more about when you hit that 1,000 mark and what happened to your business and to your followers.
So it's really taken me some time to grow my Instagram account. It's doing it organically it's a lot of work. But you know, when I started my Instagram account, I was like, oh, we're gonna hit 1,000 real fast, and then it just didn't happen until like this past like few months. And as soon as I hit that 1,000 mark, I noticed that everything just kind of skyrocketed from there. All of a sudden, my viewership just doubled. My inquiries doubled. I got a lot more brand trustworthiness from the follower count, even though I know most people understand that, you know, followers is kind of a vanity metric, but it does also add a lot of credibility to my account as well.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Question for Jeff. So Jeff, your story is also, when it comes to metrics, as I shared early on the call, what you've done on LinkedIn, I have never seen that done. So Jeff, can you just take us, you know, again, minute and a half, just tell us how you got to those numbers and how quickly, and what's been the impact on your brand and on your business?
Yeah. Hey, thanks again. Yeah, when we started again back to looking at LinkedIn and looking what a lot of folks do, you know, I'm certainly no expert or anything, but I looked at it from a common sense standpoint and from a business person standpoint. You know, I'm pretty busy. You know, we all like to multitask. You know, we all like things there for us. We all like to know everything, but we don't want to read anything. We all want to have all the information sent to us, but we want things as simple as possible. So when I started to look at the way other people do things, or the experts would say this, or how to post, it was always about just post a link and then put all these hashtags in there and do more hashtags and make sure you include all that. And and I think that's great and all, but when I looked at it from me personally, I just said, I don't get that. I just don't get it. I just want to be able to look at some information, grab a snapshot, like, hey, what's this article about? See if it makes sense, see if it interests me or not, and then move on to the next thing without a whole bunch. So what I started to do was I started to take some articles and I would put the link in there, but I would take the title, but then I would cut and paste the first paragraph or two and post that in there in the posting itself. And then I started to put a couple, my own hashtags and got away from that. But then so I started to, when I originally started building that up, put the articles in there. And then I got in the habit of, went out and I found about 5, 10, 15 different websites of the industry and the electric vehicle charging industry that have always post good information. So what I started to do is every day, or while I'm on the phone, or while I'm on a conference call or doing something, I would simply go find a good article, go to LinkedIn, post it, grab a paragraph or two of the story, which takes 30 seconds or so, put it in the post, got rid of all the hashtags and started to do that, and then boom, started the post. So I just kind of took it from that aspect of it, saying, so if someone looks at the article, they can get a snapshot of it, see what's a part of it, see if they want to read it, and move on. And then from there, I started to, just post and so every day I got in the habit of doing about 15 articles a day throughout the day, and got it down to where it takes a little bit of, few minutes to cut and paste for the most part, but I put that little bit of extra effort into doing the information and then from there built up. But yeah, over the last 6 months, we're from scratch. We're up over 32,500 followers right now. And we're really grabbing traction on some great leads and information on that.
Yeah, congratulations, Jeff, because I got to tell you, I spent a lot of time on LinkedIn, and I'm watching your success story. I have not seen that with anybody else, especially during the pandemic, achieve those numbers. And I just want to say congratulations. That is in itself, it's an accolade. So, okay, so I'm trying to see whether Idalis was able to come in. Ralph, was Marilyn able to let her back in again? Okay, so we're waiting on Idalis. We're just going there's Idalis. Okay, Idalis, welcome back. Let's just do a quick audio check. Can you hear me okay? You're on mute still. You're still on mute. Idalis, you're still on mute. Can you unmute yourself?
Ahora sí, ¿me escucha?
Okay. Yep, I can hear you just fine. Okay, so welcome back. So I know you have some technical glitches there. Yeah, it seems like you're having an internet connection here, Idalis. We're gonna try to do our best. The question we were just addressing with the other panelists and we're sharing with the audience is metrics. Can you tell us, I know you indicated you spend about $3,000 a month, but tell us how that impacted when you look at metrics. How do you know that investment is paying off for you? And so what kind of metrics do you use to confirm, how likes and reviews, all those things play into your business? You're on mute again, Idalis. There you are. Oh, you're back on mute. Okay.
Now?
Yes, I can hear you.
The same that I told you before, I use the Metrical platform. It is the best. Each platform have their own way to look the statistics. I use that metric because I can consolidate all the social media and the Google AdWords. But the best way for me to know how it's working the best is my clients. The new potential client is coming every single day. Of course, that the platform helped me just to see my content, my information, everything that I'm doing every single day is working. But the best way to have better result is my new client every single day, either in this time that we are in a COVID time, that there is no money specific for aesthetics, but even that because I'm working very hard with all the digital marketing, and people say, no, you can use the social media is free, but it's not free, but we have to work very hard,
Okay.
to be honest, but we can see the result.
Okay. All right. We're still having technical difficulties. So I'm going to have you, maybe we'll do a follow-up and we'll send us some of your comments in writing, because your story still, I know you've done really well with Instagram and Facebook. You have almost 5,000 reviews. You had mentioned this. So I think those are all for the audience here. I mean, reviews play a big part on how people trust your business. And I think this is where we don't value reviews enough. And so I encourage you that whenever you have a client, ask them to do a review for you. So I encourage you that whenever you have a client, ask them to do a review for you. Okay. All right. We got about 5 minutes. We actually got about 10 minutes left, and I'm going to ask the audience. We're not doing the polling, just to let you guys know. The polling, for whatever reason, it just didn't work out today, so I apologize for that.
Excuse me, Louis?
Yes.
I do have replies for one of the polling questions.
Okay.
And so the polling question, I'm not sure if everyone, some people responded, others did not. The first question is, which social platform does your business use most? And the options were Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Snapchat, and TikTok. We had one person reply Facebook, 5 people replied to Instagram, and 5 people replied to LinkedIn. So 45% LinkedIn, 45% Instagram, and 9% Facebook. So be interesting to maybe ask some questions. Which platforms are preferred, and why other platforms are not being used.
Yeah, thank you. That's insightful. Let me just share with the audience some interesting things. And obviously, TikTok, it's been getting a lot of press out there. And I become a student of TikTok for one simple reason. TikTok will, at some point in time, challenge Instagram. And some folks are saying it's not true. I'm actually seeing a lot of businesses out there, especially in the construction, in the service sector, giving examples how to do things. And some of these folks have almost 1 million views. So I do not disregard TikTok at this stage. If anything, I respect that platform. But one of the things that I will share with you, what I heard from the audience is this: invest in the platform you're going to find your customers. As Jeff mentioned before, his audience is on LinkedIn. It probably doesn't make any sense to go after TikTok right now because she's not going to find it. Kat mentioned that she's going after couples who are young people. Instagram is a preference for that audience. And Idali's investing in AdWords, which I know it shows up in websites and social platforms. And again, she's investing where people would get more information. So just keep that in the back of your mind. And just to keep ourselves on schedule, I'm going to ask the final question of our panelists here. And I'm going to start with Mr. Krupnik here. And the question is this, Mr. Krupnik: if I have no social media skills, they're very basic, what is realistic for me if I want to start today promoting my business? What's a fair expectation for awareness, lead generation, and followers? What advice would you give me? Jeff, you are on mute.
Forgive me, Louis. What was the first part, please?
Okay, so the statement is this: I have very basic social media skills. I want to start using LinkedIn to drive brand awareness, followers, and opportunities. What should I, if I were to start today, what advice would you give me and say, realistically, this is what you would experience? What advice would you give me?
would be the, almost the same as you would do for any social media platform. You want to mix up your messaging, meaning, you don't want to oversell anything. You don't want to overpost anything, and you don't want to, bombard with a bunch of garbage. So in other words, if you want to start a posting, put a few things about article and think of your audience. What would they want to read? If you're reading it, what would interest you that would branch? So make it about something that would draw questions about your industry, get some different articles out there, get some information about the industry, and then mix it up. Then throw in, something about your services, then mix it up a little bit, throw in a cat video every now and then, throw in a bird video, but then, basically balance that so you're not overwhelming. If you see somebody else's information out there that's good, forward that on or share that on someone else's. So this way you're sharing other people's information that's in the industry that's not really competitive, but in the industry, you're helping them, and that'll help grow. So look at it more of not bombarding people with your own information, your own company, your own this, but more about the industry, and then mix in your own services every now and then, coupled by some, mixed up by a few videos here and there.
Does
that make sense?
Yeah, it does make a lot of sense. I have one follow-on question on that, Jeff, because we still have a few extra seconds here in your time. You talked about industry. So what you're saying is become a content curator about the industry to continue sharing that knowledge with other peers in your industry, including clients. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, sure. And if you're, landscaper, find some information, other websites about landscaping in general, and post that, hey, it's the fall coming up, here's some different information. And then every now and then you post something about your own business. You gotta mix it up that way. So you're posting information that people want to read without being sold a bunch of stuff and not being bombarded with a whole bunch of hashtags and other information.
Okay. All right, Jeff, thank you so much. So I really appreciate that because I've seen you do this for the last few months and you're the success story. And again, once again, I want to just say congratulations because over 32,000, I haven't seen that ever. So I'm still taken back by that tremendous success. I'm going to toss
thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to toss this over to Kat now. So Kat, I have no social skills. Instagram, to me, that's a beast in itself. There's a lot of things that need to happen. What advice would you give me? I'm telling you, I'm Q. I want to launch my product on there. What advice would you give me as someone who's getting started on that platform?
So I definitely say, make sure when you go into it, you know that you're going to be putting a lot of work in. It's not just going to grow overnight. And the biggest thing that I found is consistency. When I first started my Instagram account, I would post here and there. Some months I wouldn't even post at all. So it took me a while to really grow it, but as soon as I got consistent, I really started bringing people in. I also was learned to be very big on sharing my personality and who my brand is, who I am. So that way people know exactly who they're going to be working with. As a photographer, I'm it. I am the face of my business. I am my business. So people want to know that they can trust me because they're going to be working one-on-one with me pretty much. And especially for couples, it can be, a very intimate thing. And so you just got to make people feel like they're part of a community on Instagram. And that really helps you grow. People want to feel welcomed and want to feel part of something.
You had mentioned during our prep work that the importance, one of your metrics is to when people share, not necessarily people that follow, but you said people that save my content or share my content with other users. Can you just elaborate a little more? How do you achieve that goal?
So honestly, a lot of it is me really just asking people to share my content. So on my stories, I'll get on there and I'll kind of be like, hey, I hope you guys saw my post today. If you did, make sure you share with your friends. And usually in my post, I'm talking about whatever's coming up. Right now, we're starting a whole new program called pop-up photo shoots. So I have really been asking people to just share it. And because I've created a community, people are willing to help me and sharing it. And so not only am I reaching them, but I'm also reaching like their entire network now too. So some of my followers and some of my clients, I really try to also target people that have a large following and that are, you know, what we call like social media influencers. So
Right.
when they share, I'm not only reaching like my 1,100 followers, I'm also reaching now like their 7,000 followers.
Okay, super. Well, thank you for sharing. Idalis, do we have you back? I know we're having some audio technicalities. You're on mute, so I don't know if you can hear us.
Okay, you hear me now?
I can hear you just now. Okay. Before we get started, it's interesting here. We got 80% of our audience are saying they're not using AdWords. So this is a great opportunity to really push this message. Idalis. So I'm new to AdWords. I have no clue what I'm doing. What advice would you give me if I want to start using AdWords if I want to promote anybody's business on this call today? What advice would you give us to get started? How do I start?
Okay.
You got a lot of static. You're getting feedback. Is your computer microphone off?
No, my computer is off. How
All right.
about
We're gonna get back to her in a second here. So
ahora? Now, how about now?
I can hear you just fine. Yes, go ahead and if you could answer that, I would appreciate it.
Okay. First, the first advice I want to tell you, Luis, if you want to start, is to be sure that you are doing something that you really like it, passion and love with the team, the company or the brand that you're going to start. Second one, you have to be sure your market, what is your target, and also be sure what is your budget, because to work with Google AdWords with my real experience right now, the best that you have to have right now is the website. You have to have your website, and your website has to have good information about your services. But the most important is the customer service. So if you have a good product or the good services, the most important for you is to ask your client a good testimonial. The testimonial is the best way to give you the best advisor to use the Google AdWords. Why? Because right now, for example, in my market, I have my big competitor is LaserAway, but they are a big company. They spend more than $40,000 monthly.
Wow.
But the reviews and the testimonial are very bad. I'm getting a lot of clients from them. So that's why the best advisor is work with passion, with love, be sure what is the market, be sure your target, and also the customer service is number one today. For me, is the best. You can go to my website, Renew Aesthetics Medical Spa, go to my testimonial, and you can find 220 reviews, and all are 5-star. So if all people going to look in laser, for example, either if the other companies pay money or invest money in that program, in that platform, the Google AdWords, my business, they're going to be one of the first. So, literally you are paying to give client for me. So again, the principle is get real testimonials. So you have to work very, very good, very close. And that's why I'm doing personalized services. So I'm not focused in a follower, like 1,000 of followers. I focus in potential client, more quality than quantity. And that's why I get good result today, Luis.
I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. Well, we have now reached the end of our fireside chat. So again, I want to thank the audience. So now what I'd like to do is open this up now for Q&A. I'm going to take a look at the chat room and see if we have any questions there. Ralph, did you see any questions from anybody that posted here before we open it up to everybody?
I don't see any questions. I did see a hand up, but that hand is no longer up.
Oh, I didn't see that. I apologize. I didn't see the hand up. Okay. So let's open it up for Q&A. So everybody, you guys can open your mics now. And So we like to take questions from the audience. I'm going to throw one question out there to everybody, to our again, to our panelists. And I'm going to start. This question is going to be directed to Jeff Krupnick because he's in a unique situation. So Jeff, how important is your website today? I know you guys are doing a lot of stuff on. You're doing a lot of stuff on LinkedIn. Do people come and look for your website, or that's not an important part of your social media strategy? Jeff, you're on mute.
Sorry, I keep forgetting about that. Main website or the LinkedIn site?
No, your company website. So how important is that to keep that website updated on a regular basis since you got all this activity happening on Facebook?
At the moment, it's not that important. However, because we're rebuilding it now, it will be in the future because what's going to drive, in our particular case, is rebates, incentives, and updates from the government and what states, what counties, and what utility companies are doing what when it comes to offering rebates, incentives to all the business owners, increased revenue, products, per state, per region, all of that. So that type of lifetime data will be updated via the website. But outside of that, I think a website's just there for basic information that people don't really read, but just makes people feel comfortable that you have a website. But for us, it would be just that live data.
Okay. All right, great. Kat, how important is your website today with all the stuff you're doing on Instagram since you're in the photography business, being visual? Do you update your website on a regular basis?
Yeah, so my website, I really try to make it go hand in hand with my Instagram page. Like I've been saying, most of my clients, they find me on Instagram. But what they also do is on my Instagram, there's a link that leads to a landing page. That landing page has a bunch of other links on it. So that way they can go directly to the area of my website that they need to go to most. So like for couples, they'll go to my couples page. For my small businesses, for my branding photography side, they'll go to my branding photography. But it all just kind of like weaves into each other. And then a big part of my website too is my blog. That's where all my clients can find a lot of useful information on how to, for my small businesses, bolster their business, utilizing social media as well. And for couples, how to prep for sessions and feel comfortable, good locations, all that.
And how often do you update your website?
I would say I update my website at least once a week, if not more, depending on what I have going on. Like I said, we're starting a new pop-up campaign. So those are events that we're going to be doing. So my website's getting updated about every other day now as I'm adding more and more events to it.
Oh, that's a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Idalis, I know. I hope you're back online with us. I know you're doing. The computer for visual and the phone for audio. So how important is your website? And with all the social media you're doing, how often do you update your website?
For us, it's very important, the website, because it is connecting with the Google Hour campaign. So it is necessary. If you really want to grow in this platform, the website is totally indispensable to use. And also we are doing updating every week too. Every 15 days we update with the articles, and then we share all the information from the website through our social media. But again, we are focused more in quality in all the social media and not quantity.
Okay.
Because in my way, on my area, it is working very well like that. Customized services is the best, especially this kind of the COVID time. People are very scary to visit this kind of market. So that's why I always show them more security, all the new COVID regulation, everything that is new is my good opportunity to show through all the social media and the website too.
Okay, great. Well, thank you. Okay, once again, we like to open it up for the audience. If you have any questions, please unmute yourself and ask. So please, take advantage of this opportunity from these individuals who've had tremendous success with their businesses.
Actually, I had a question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when someone follows a business Facebook page, so, you know, when you ask someone to like it, right, and then they follow it, does it mean that every post you put on now would show up on their feed, or is it still based by activity? Because I heard that if you're not having a lot of activity on your page, then your post might not show up in people's feed.
Who wants to take that? I'm not a Facebook expert, so Idalis, Katerina, who wants to take that one?
Okay, with my experience, it is depend. If you are, if you are paying for the campaign, so probably everyone is going to see plus new people. But it is just organic. It's just going to show up in your group, in your family, or in your friends, but not like for everyone. But if you are paying, of course. So we are working some organic and some we are paying too. So
Paid
that's
media.
we are missing. Yes.
Okay. Kat, any thoughts on that? I know you used to be on Facebook.
Yeah, so I don't use Facebook as much anymore because, like I said, I was just getting hit left and right by them. They just weren't liking everything I was posting. But I do post like every now and like once a month, basically. And I find that as long as people are following my page, they tend to see it. I also have what I kind of call like my super fans that I know will post, well, they'll share my Facebook post. And so that's really how I reach everyone is like, I'm basically asking everyone to share it or like a group of people to share it. Because if I just post it on my own, it doesn't really go anywhere.
Okay. Jeff, are you still doing Facebook these days or not?
No, I don't do Facebook. But if someone's following you, whatever you post on your page will show up on their post as well, on their homepage as well. The more likes, the follows that you get. But Kat, can you share a little bit more of why you were being censored, or why? What do you mean? What were you putting? What kind of images were you putting on that they didn't like? What was going on there?
That was honestly the worst part. Is it wasn't even about my images. It was at the beginning of this pandemic, I was trying to do a special for small businesses. So I work with like a lot of crafters, makers, cafes, like those kind of businesses. And so I was putting out a post basically saying that this is really been a year to show you that like your visuals are everything. And so you need, as a business, you should have really good visuals. And so because the pandemic is creating a hard time, I wanted to do this intro offer. And because I used the word pandemic, they just like came after me and they were
Oh my gosh.
yeah, they were just like, you are falsely advertising a solution to the pandemic. And I was like, no, I'm not. I've been fighting with them since, I want to say it's like May, and getting nowhere. So I actually had to delete my first Facebook business page, which was a little heartbreaking because I grew that pretty well. And I created a new one that they're still just kind of like not letting me do everything. So
you're still in Facebook jail. Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you for that insight. I'll remember not to use your pandemic in my postings. Anybody else have any other questions? I'm going to check the chat room and see if we have anything on there. Okay, I see. Okay, I don't see anything else. So,
Dalia, I have a quick question. Dalia, the couple thousand that you're spending a month, 3,000 and change that you spend a month that you got up to on your ads, is there what's your target audience? In other words, is that basically a region? Is that statewide? Is that national-wide? Is that for a certain age demographic, or is that what's the for that budget? What are you targeting roughly for that?
I'm targeting women from 18 to 50 years. and people who really like to take care of themselves. So I focus in different geographic, but I'm more specific for the specific the treatment, the static treatment than I offer. Targeting more is for laser treatments. So today, a lot of people wants to do laser hair removal, laser skin rejuvenation, Botox filler. So every single day we have a lot of call, email, and text by WhatsApp because we have the campaign directly to WhatsApp. So that's why I told you, because one treatment, the minimum that I have is 1,500 for laser hair removal, for example. But when they come and they want to do 2, 3 areas or different areas, so just that budget that is paying for per month, I just cover with one patient. So it is really working for me. And also because we are very focused in our target and our audience. And also we are working very hard with our keyword every single day, according to our services.
Your marketplace, I mean, are you only limited to New York itself, or to Jeff's point, are you?
Right now in New York, because the location is here in New York. But I also have on Luis mentioned, I also have my own personal platform, Idalis Savvy. And right now I just, to teach all people global in aesthetics, of course, in aesthetics, wellness, and health. So I'm doing master class, just teaching all my social media, marketing, how I grow, and that's really good experience. I having good experience on Latin America from the COVID. I started with the COVID, and I also use the platform from Luis, the Mojave. I love the new platform who helped me a lot for the network events. People are like it. It's amazing platform. So thank God for Luis introduced me with that platform. I'm working very nice, and people have really good impact because this is the new technology. So it is not easy because for everyone, it's a lot of work for to be, like on top of the new technology. But to be honest, I never close my mind. I just every single day, if I have to, to study, to review, it's a little bit hard from the beginning. After that, it's amazing. So I suggest, use that platform because I getting good experiences. And everyone that you have something new to introduce me, I'm very open to, because definitely this is the best way to grow our business. Or you are an entrepreneur, you can do too through the virtual platforms where you can work amazing. And I'm very open to help you because with my masterclass, for everyone who are interested with me, I can do it too with you.
I appreciate that. Well, we have come to the end of our session. So first, I want to thank each of our panelists. Thank you for your insights. It's been insightful. I have learned a great deal today. So I'm going to reach out to each of you for your, especially Mr. Krumnick, the LinkedIn. I just got to learn from him. So thank you again. A round of applause for you guys for doing a great job. Ralph, so at this stage, we can start doing the networking. We can do, if you like, we can do a networking session for about 10 minutes, if you like, or do you want to ask the audience if they'd like to do networking? So, so I've kind of opened it up to the audience. If you guys would like to, if you'd like to be part of a networking, we'll break you into breakout rooms, and you'll have a chance to network with other peers who are on the call today, and tell us more about your business, what you guys are doing today, and gives us a chance to do some traditional networking that we would normally do in a live event. So if you guys are just in the chat room, if you type a 1 just saying, yeah, I'm interested in networking, 2 means no networking for me today. So if you guys can just give me some feedback, then that will help us understand whether we're going to go forward with networking or not. Okay, I got 1, 2. All right. Marilyn, in the meantime, while the audience is responding, could I have host rights so that I can do the breakout rooms?
Yeah, I actually sent it over to you. Do you see it?
Oh, I don't see the feature. You got me down. I think it's a co-host. I I don't see the breakout rooms here.
Okay, so let me do this and see if it
Thank
works.
you. And then when I'm done, I'll hand it right back to you. Ah, there we go, breakout rooms. Okay. So we got a
Hot
few
potato,
folks.
you have the potato.
Yeah, got it. Okay, so let me explain how the breakout rooms work. So we're gonna let Zoom break us out into several rooms, and I will allocate about about 15 minutes for us to give everybody enough time to share and introduce yourselves. Zoom will do this randomly, and so in a few minutes you'll be asked if you want to join room 1, 2, or 3, and just say yes. You'll be put into a room with other folks. So for those who are not on your camera on, please turn them on so you can meet with other folks. And Jeff, you'll be put into a room in your audio line, so that'll be fine. And then when we're done, Zoom will bring you right back to the main hall, which at that point in time, we're going to hand the call back to Hope, which then I'll do an introduction and she'll say a few words, and then we'll wrap things up for the day. So I will start the Zoom breakouts right now. So just need 1 second. Let's see here, so many folks do we have? We have 16. We'll do 4 rooms automatically. All right, so we're gonna start it right now. Open all rooms, here we go. So just accept and we'll see you in the other room in a second. Okay, so for Luis, Luis, did you get an invite to join one of the rooms? And Aura, did you get also an invite? And also see Wanda. Wanda, did you get you were invited to room 2? Do you need help with that, Wanda? Okay, let's see what went wrong here. Okay, well, let's see. Edward Jones, Luis, are you on the line? All right, that thing is set up incorrectly. Never again. Wow. All righty. Welcome back. Okay. I apologize. I set the timer incorrectly, so we're gonna do a redo. First of all, do you guys like this or not? So if you guys like it, we'll do it again. Yeah. Okay. I see a couple. I see a couple of folks saying yes, so we will do this again. So let me set the timer first. That was my bad.
Just a reminder, just a reminder to take the mute buttons off. If you
Yes,
do it from a host standpoint or not.
Okay, so we're gonna do this. See how much time we got. All right, it's for 12 minutes. Okay, so we're gonna open the. I'm gonna keep everybody in the same room. We're gonna do it again. So here we go again. You will get an invite to join. So please join those rooms. Okay. Okay, I see everybody's here. I have got a couple folks here. Join. I want to join. Yes. Hey, Jeff, you weren't, you didn't join you wouldn't have invited to a breakout room? Tatiana, you guys were not invited to a breakout room?
The second round, the first round, I think everybody's muted. The second round, I don't think anybody else showed up. I don't know.
Nope.
Would you leave me out there alone? It's my
Yeah,
life story. Don't worry about it. It's my life story. Krupnik, get rid of him. Leave him alone. You know.
We'll be done here in a few minutes. So, no, but you did a great job. So I see Idali's iPhone here. So she's gone again. So yeah, I can put you in the breakout room if you want me to.
Do whatever you want with me. I don't care.
Well, I can do that. Okay, so let's see here. Where is Mr. Crump? I think you were assigned to a room. Okay, so I'm going to move you into the same room with Hope and Edward. That's an interesting group. All right, I'm moving you over there. You should get an invite to join that room.
¿Estará la gente en los rooms? We are back.
Oh, here we go. So, Marilyn, if you just want to just take over on the host rights, you can just claim them back.
Sure, as soon as it appears, I will.
All righty. So, I got someone in the chat room. And what do we got here? Okay.
And we're also Facebook Live. So hello.
Let me close this out. Closed. Okay. Well, whoever created that virtual background, they did an incredible job. Wonder who that was. Wow, nothing like a self-promotion.
Great job.
Thank you guys. All of you guys did a great job. Couldn't have pulled it off without all of your support. So thank you.
Use it for the promotions of, oops.
Okay, so I think we got everybody back. Is that correct? I think so. Okay. Well, I have one closing thought here. First, I want to thank the Morris County Hispanic American Chamber of Commerce for hosting this event today. I'd like to send a warm thank you to all of our panelists today in sharing your insights. We really and we're thanking our sponsors again, Coca-Cola and Wells Fargo, for making this happen. And so I'd like to introduce now Hope Field, who is the Corporate Advisory Chairman. She's going to have a few final words here. So let me just read to you her bio, and it says here as follows. It says, Hope Field is the Senior Manager of Latin Affairs for the Coca-Cola Company. In her role, she serves as a national spokeswoman for Coca-Cola North America, where she manages the company's efforts to strengthen relationships across the East Coast, including Puerto Rico, focusing on the U.S. Hispanic community. She establishes and develops the execution of local, regional, and national strategies that positions the company as the leading corporate citizen. Hopes manages relationships with key local, state, national, Hispanic, political, community, business, and civic leaders. Wow, you got your hands full. Throughout her career, Hope has served as connector between public, private, and nonprofit entities, and is an advocate to empower business communities. And I just want to say that is so true about her. Currently, she is the Corporate Advisory Council Chairwoman and immediate past Chairwoman for the Morris County Hispanic American Chamber of Commerce. She is also serves on the United States Hispanic Chamber of Commerce Senior Executive Corporate Advisory Board and Unidos Corporate Board of Advisors. So thank you, Hope, and I just hand the call over to you.
Thank you, Louis. On behalf of the Morris County Hispanic American Chamber of Commerce and Coca-Cola, thank you for joining us today at the Social Media Best Practices Business Owners Technology Discussion. The goal of the Chamber is to help your business grow. That's why we have events like this. I hope that you learn tips today that'll help you market your business and disseminate information. The event was intimate for the purpose of engaging and interacting with our guests and to make sure that we answered all of your questions. I hope that you got to know each other during the networking breakout rooms. I lucked out and I had my friend Eddie Duran, the owner of Son Cubano in West New York, New Jersey. And we were on the topic of TikTok and the possibility of him using TikTok as a platform for his restaurant. So I hope that he does, and I hope that all of our participants got something out of today and the networking room that's going to help take your business to the next level. And I want to thank you. I want to say thank you to our panelists for sharing your social media journeys and experiences, the good and the bad, because it gives everyone an idea of what works and what doesn't work. And for some people, something will work, and for some other people, it won't. But at least we're here sharing with each other our experiences. I also I would like to thank our moderator, Luis Cuneo, who is our past corporate chair and has been an absolute asset to our chamber and the business community, and who's also a dear friend, as well as to Sebastian and Marilyn for helping us put this event together. And for those of you that are new, I put our link to our website in the chat for you to check it out and learn about us. And we're also on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. So we have our social media going. But it was a pleasure to have you. I was enjoying my favorite Coca-Cola beverage, which is Smart Water. So I hope when we get off that you enjoy your favorite Coca-Cola beverage. Cheers and have a good evening.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good night, you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.